Hey everyone, so I just finished up a quad focus leg session. So I'm going to walk you through that throughout. You're going to see my work sets. Also in between, I try to provide value for you guys so you can take into your leg sessions and get the most out of the session to grow your quads. So even though this is a quad focused leg session, I always like to start every leg session with some sort of hamstring curl. So today we're doing this Cybex kneeling leg curl. This one in particular is hard to keep strict. So one thing you'll notice, kind of when I'm doing it, I'm kind of bracing down on my abs. I'm really trying to fight any sort of pelvis rotation. And then the other thing I'm trying to do is pause briefly at the top. Just kind of take out any momentum. That's the big thing people kind of screw up on this one. So I just kind of go through the reps pretty slow and controlled, which you'll see on the sets. So this is going to be actually my first work set. So that was my first set. I'm gonna do 4 sets here. Probably do another set at this weight, shooting for the 8 to 12 range. And then the last 2 sets, lower the weight a little bit, shoot for a higher rep range. Should have hit more than that, but so I'm gonna lower the weight a little bit for this next set too, just so I can get a little bit of high rep range. So now we're gonna move on to our primary quad movement, which is gonna be the hack squat. This is a nice movement just for high level output, specifically for the quads. It's a fairly solid braced pattern. Now what I wanna do here form-wise is have my feet kind of as low on the platform as possible, while keeping equal pressure on the entire foot. So if at any point my heels are coming up, then my feet are a little too low on the platform. And then stance like just outside of hip width. I don't want super high. Basically what I want to do is get as much forward knee travel just to specifically focus on the quads. So I don't use, so these are knee sleeves.
Oh, really?
I'm not a big fan of wraps, just because they do assist the lift quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
These, you can see I put them on pretty easy. These aren't very tight. It just provides a little bit of feedback for kind of like where my knees are at, and then just like a little bit of compression and warmth. So it's more just kind of like a feedback and comfort thing. This isn't really gonna add anything to my lift, outside of like the mental aspect of it, just feeling more confident with heavier loads. If I was to put knee wraps on, that would assist the lift.
Okay.
Which for a powerlifter is great. For a bodybuilder, maybe not so much. So one thing you'll notice too on my warm-ups, I don't waste a ton of energy. So here I'm just gonna start doing triples or below, like no more than 3 reps, just because I just want to get my body accustomed to that weight. But I don't want to fatigue myself. The goal is to prepare myself for that top set and just be, again, just not fatigued going into that. I hate leather belts. Like you can gain weight or lose weight. You gotta like take out a screwdriver and like tighten it up. Like this is way too tight. This is gonna be my work set. This isn't a weight PR by any means. I haven't had hack squats in my rotation for quite a while, just because eventually, usually I do run into some knee pain. So I'm trying to be a little bit conservative here. I'm gonna try to pause every rep in the bottom position and just kind of get the most out of this rep and get the most out of the lengthened position, which this movement's really good for. So we'll see where I end up here and go from there. I got 2 sets on this movement before moving to leg press. So that was an okay set. I'm gonna keep the weight here for the next set. Try to match the reps. I might not, but so we'll push the RPE a little bit higher on that second set.
Looked fun.
And no knee pain.
Well, that's good.
I'm focusing on my foot.
Okay.
Because I want to maintain equal pressure throughout my whole foot.
Okay.
The other thing I'm actively trying to do is to hit depth. You need a certain amount of internal rotation. So I'm actually actively driving my big toe down into the platform to kind of cue that internal rotation.
Like this being your big toe, you're pushing it like that way or other way?
I'm just actively, like, this is my big toe, I'm just actively pressing it against the platform.
Okay. To like channel the pressure into that point? Okay.
You're squatting. That was fine. You just, you corrected it right when I saw it. You were hitting the pins. And like those pins, you don't realize it, but they help a lot. Like, even if you lightly touch them, they have such a spring to them. So you definitely don't want to touch them. I counted 12. So I counted the same. I'd say it was slightly harder. Still a good set. I'm gonna take it down like 2 plates.
All right.
This is the part that sucks about going after short people.
Oh god. When you're setting up for a leg press, especially if you want it to be a little more quad focused, you're gonna want the seat down as far as it'll go. And what I'm doing here is I'm just putting like a rolled up yoga mat behind my back. So if the seat went down even further, I wouldn't have to do this. But by shifting my hips up a little bit, it's essentially just increasing that hip angle so I can just get more range of motion. Okay.
That's basically it. The cues here are the same as the hack squat. I want my feet as low on the platform as possible while keeping equal pressure on my whole foot. Ideally for me, I would have a heeled shoe for this. I don't, I just have flat shoes. So I'm gonna have to have my feet a little higher on the platform than I would like. If I got Olympic lifting shoes, this would make this perfect, but we'll make do with what I got now. So you can see at the bottom here, I'm getting a lot of knee flexion, but because of the seat angle, I'm not limited in terms of hip flexion. I still have more range there. If I put my feet any lower, at this point I would start to, my heels would start to come up, so this is kind of like right where I want it for me.
Are you locking out your knees at the top?
Yeah.
I thought that was illegal.
Unless you're like really hypermobile, most people don't have to worry about it. Also, if you're not just like aggressively locking out,
Right.
if it's a controlled movement, I'm not worried about it.
I don't like when they're all facing different ways or
They're
anything.
supposed to face it. So with the leg press, obviously I'm warm already for the hack squat.
Right.
I don't need to do a ton of warm-ups. I mean, I'm still gonna slowly work my way up to my work weight, but like in terms of reps, I'm gonna keep them low. I'm just gonna feel the weight, practice my form, make sure everything feels good, do a few reps. You know, if it feels good, go up and weight from there until I get some more reps.
How many reps would your working set be? Just failure at like a higher, like 8 to 10 maybe? Or 12?
For this movement, I particularly like, I don't like to go heavy on the leg press. One, because when you get strong, that's just too many plates to load on the leg press. Also, I typically just train at a higher rep range anyway because my knees
Yeah, it's healthier.
don't tolerate very heavy loading very well. So this one, the goal is 15 or 25 right now.
Okay.
For 2 sets. Again, I've had even this out of my rotation for a bit. I'm just kind of getting back into the swing of things. So I'm just going to kind of pick a weight and see where I end up and use that for a baseline for next session. Because this is my first time actually doing this specific rotation.
And you made this one? Like you put all together the exercises and stuff?
No, this was from
my coach, Luke Miller.
Oh, okay.
So the next set, I'm gonna stick with the same way. I'm gonna do the same thing. Try to match the reps. It's gonna be a harder set for sure, just from fatigue. But that set, I probably could have got a few more. The thing with leg press, especially, you can kind of keep going if you take breaks at the top. I try to stay away from doing that too much. Try to limit it to just enough to catch my breath and then go to the next set or into the next rep. But yeah, if I took, you can almost turn it into a rest plus set and get quite a bit more. But we don't want to do that too often. I'm gonna need a decent break after that set because I got just one more heavy set and then it's on to add up.
Okay.
that's it for the heavy compound work. Now we're gonna head to the adductor machine. Just do 3 sets there to finish off legs. Once I'm done, re-racking my weights. If you don't re-rack your weights, you're an asshole.
Yes, that's the best piece of advice you can give to anybody.
You should always have a plan coming into the gym, and you should record your performance. So session to session, or just over time, maybe it doesn't happen session to session, there should be an improvement, either more weight, more load, or the same thing, more weight or more reps, better form. So even use your notebook to write notes down.
Oh yeah.
With form and stuff like that, not just the sets and the reps,
Like
the weight.
I supinated it this time because it felt different and it targeted better and stuff.
Don't get caught up in like just chasing numbers though, because you can find yourself slowly, that's where form can break down. You're slowly increasing the tempo just so you beat what you did last time.
Right.
But then that's not really helping you any.
No.
Like we're using the logbook kind of as a proxy. As bodybuilders, our main goal is not necessarily strength, it's muscle mass. It's just that strength correlates very well with muscle mass to let us know if muscle growth is occurring or not.
Right.
Because muscle growth, you're not gonna physically see that as consistently or as dramatically as strength increases.
Okay.
It's hard to measure, even like visually. Until you add a decent amount of tissue, it's not easy to see visually. So the best tool we have to use is training performance. But if your form is altering to improve performance, then we're kind of losing sight of the reason we're tracking it in the first place.
Right. Yeah, because your muscles will come in and help other muscles once they start failing, and that's only because you have so much more weight on there that they have to come in to help.
I'd say the biggest thing is people will reduce range of motion. They'll increase tempo, so they're nice and controlled, and then next session they're like, oh, I got to beat 10 reps. I want to get 12. So they're performing those reps a little bit faster.
Right.
And like maybe bouncing them out of the bottom or whatever. So I think it's important to record your sets for that reason too, because then you can look back at it. If your hack squat improved 50 pounds over the last few months, but you look back at the footage, if form isn't the same, then you really didn't improve by 50 pounds. Sets on the adductor. Honestly, with this one, I haven't done the adductor in a long time too, so I'm kind of taking it easy and just building up. The first set, honestly, is pretty easy. I'll just go up 20 pounds and just kind of do sets of 20, just kind of get used to it. I know even from this, even though it's not even anywhere near failure, my adductors are going to feel it. They're going to be pretty sore, so I'm just going to kind of take it easy with this one. I am a huge fan of including the adductor in your quad training. If like building big adductors brings a complete look to your lower leg. It just will add so much width to your inner thigh, which just then from the front just adds overall width and density to your quads. Like you look at a picture of like Tom Platt's the greatest legs of all time. Like, yeah, he's got really, really impressive quads, but part of what brings it completely together is just massive adductors. And some people get massive adductors just from their squatting patterns, like just hitting those to depth. If you're one of those people that don't grow big adductors from that, definitely get on the adductor machine, put some good work in there, and it's going to pay off big time in just overall leg development for sure.